I'm Kimberly, and I currently live with my husband, Patrick. Patrick always comes home late, which made me suspect he was having an affair. However, he insists that he isn't doing anything of the sort. I wanted to believe him, but his behavior was suspicious, which made me doubtful. It's strange that he would take his smartphone outside whenever he received a call. If he had nothing to hide, he should just talk on the phone inside the house. I thought it must be another woman. Despite this, Patrick kept insisting he wasn't cheating. But one day, I found decisive evidence. There was lipstick on Patrick's shirt. I have sensitive skin on my lips and never wear lipstick, only occasionally a tinted lip balm. So, it was odd to find bright red lipstick on it. It must have been from another woman, perhaps from doing something indecent or when she leaned on him. I was furious and confronted Patrick. Then, surprisingly, after all his denials, he easily admitted to it. Yes, that's right. I've been cheating. What? Are you being defiant now? Because I found someone better than a plain Jane like you. Guess what? The other person is your sister, Lauren. What? Really, you don't look anything like Lauren. It's disappointing. That's why it's a turn-off. Lauren is so beautiful, you know. I was more shocked that he cheated with my sister than being insulted about my looks. Why on earth my sister? Indeed, my sister is very beautiful and sophisticated. But she has the worst personality. She's always been the type to steal her friends' boyfriends and gloat about it. That's why I've always disliked her. I thought maybe Patrick was fooled by her, but they were both in the wrong. I wondered if they enjoyed mocking me. Is that so? Then let's get a divorce. That's what I want. If I can be with Lauren, I'll even pay compensation. Of course, you should pay compensation. Why are you so arrogant? Because I'm the one gracing you with my money. Patrick was arrogant and unapologetic, which made no sense since he was the one at fault. I couldn't understand why he was so haughty when he was the one who cheated. I did nothing wrong, so I shouldn't be spoken to from a place of superiority. But Patrick showed no remorse. He didn't seem guilty or apologize. I thought he should reflect a little. And so, we divorced, making Patrick my ex-husband. After the divorce, I returned to my parents' house. It was embarrassing to be back, but it wasn't my fault. My parents welcomed me without saying anything. I felt bad for relying on my kind parents, so I planned to move out eventually. But it was September, and it was hard to find a good apartment. Apartments were pretty filled up. It's probably because new employees and university students are signing leases. Considering my circumstances, staying at my parents' house seemed better for now. So, I decided not to rush into choosing a bad property. I work for a foreign company and earn a good income, but I'm just an ordinary person. However, my late grandfather and father were wealthy. Our house is quite large. My father is very wealthy but didn't spoil us with luxury. I was taught the importance of money from a young age, getting scolded if I wasted anything. I've always thought that real wealthy people value their money and possessions. So, the house is large but quite old. The house was built by my grandfather, and I thought it couldn't be helped. Grandfather also valued things, so he wouldn't rebuild a mansion just because he had the money. I could relax in my spacious family home for the first time in a while. Even if it's a bit run down, home is still where I feel most at ease. I think being with my ex-husband, Patrick, would have just added to my stress. The day after I separated from Patrick, he showed up at my family home, bringing my sister, Lauren, with him. Lauren has been living alone since her college days, so perhaps these two are living together in the same apartment or somewhere. Well, I don't care about that. What bothered me more was why they came to our house. I was about to say something, but Patrick spoke first. We've decided to live in your family home. You're in the way, so get out. What? You're telling me to leave? Yeah, I want you to leave. Lauren and I are going to live in this house. Huh. That's right. This house is for Patrick and me to live in. Could someone ugly and stupid like you please leave? I see. Now you'll have nowhere to go. Sleep on the streets. That would suit you, Kimberly. Now, get out. Right now. Didn't you hear? From my parents. What? This house is going to be demolished soon. What? What are you talking about? So, considering the high repair costs and the house's age, my parents decided to demolish it and possibly sell the land. What? I didn't know that. If I had known, I wouldn't have moved out of the apartment. What are you doing to us? Huh? We've already moved out of our apartment. Now we're staying in a business hotel temporarily. I was taken aback. I was surprised to hear that Patrick and my sister had planned to live in our old family home and had already moved out of their apartment. I couldn't understand why they would want to live in such an old house. So, I decided to ask. Hey, why did you want to live in such an old house? And Patrick, you're not becoming a son-in-law, are you? We were planning to renovate this house. It's old but big, and I thought it would look pretty nice after renovations. I see. Is that so? That's why I even sold my car to raise funds. That's right, I even sold my car. Thinking we could live in a beautiful house after renovating it with Patrick. I thought how foolish they were. My parents hadn't given them permission to live here, yet they made plans to renovate and live here on their own. Selling their cars for this was absurd. This area is quite rural, so life without a car is difficult. They must be experiencing inconvenience. When I asked how they got here today, they said they took a taxi. I thought they had just wasted their taxi fare. Because they definitely can't live here. You're so stupid. Selling the car. How do you plan to commute, Patrick? Well, I'm taking the train every day now. I wake up early and travel from the nearest station to the hotel. Huh. I got fired from my job, so I'm planning to be a stay-at-home wife. What? What's that? I was accused of being aggressive and mean to a female colleague. Are you out of your mind? That's crazy. Shut up. It's none of your business. Maybe, but you don't seem to be reflecting on it. I always thought my sister had a twisted personality, apparently jealous of younger and prettier girls. The young new employee was very competent and popular with everyone, but my sister couldn't stand that. She had always thought she was the most beautiful, but then someone younger, prettier, and smarter came along. It's scary to think that my sister, at 35, is so blatantly jealous of someone in their early 20s. This must be what they call a delusional older woman. I'm 30 myself, but I've decided I must not end up like my sister. So, please leave. Goodbye. Hey. Wait. Wait a minute. When I closed the door on them, they kept making noise outside for a while but seemed to leave after some time. Patrick's parents are deceased, and he can't rely on his family home. I wondered what they would do now. Later, my parents demolished our family home when I moved out. They've decided to move abroad and live a relaxed life there. I only gave my new address to my parents. One day, I received a video call from Patrick. He sounded shaky. Hello, I need to ask you for a favor. What? I've been caught cheating, and it's a mess. Help me. What? I don't know what Lauren will do to me. I don't want to go back to the hotel. Where's your house? Let me stay with you. I thought to myself, what is he talking about? He's too stupid to understand, and I don't even want to try. After abandoning me to be with my sister and cheating on her, he's still not learned his lesson. He must be out of his mind. And it seems he's in a huge mess after being caught by my sister, getting yelled at a lot. Then, Patrick fled the hotel. He's scared of what my sister might do, so he wants me to shelter him. I felt pathetic for having married such a madman. So, I decided to give him a little punishment. Okay, I'll give you my address now. Come here, and I'll give you the taxi fare later. You're a lifesaver. Thank you. It's at 893 Way. Town. Got it. I'm on my way. And so, the foolish Patrick seemed to have headed straight there. But he must have regretted it upon arrival. Because the address I gave him was for a mafia office. Patrick, being foolish, rang the bell. You'd think he'd realize it's not where I live just by looking at the nameplate or something. Apparently, Patrick got a menacing glare from the guys who came out. You. How dare you trick me? Ah, you got me. Oops. Oops. No. I went through something terrifying. What are you going to do about it? Well, I thought a fool who calls his ex-wife asking for a place to stay deserved a little punishment. You should be grateful that was all that happened to you. This is the worst. What am I supposed to do now? Patrick was crying as he spoke. What am I supposed to do? I thought, feeling bothered. He should just deal with it himself. Apologize to my sister, or break up with her. My sister can be really scary when she's angry, and I bet Patrick can't return to the hotel now. So, I guess he's basically homeless. He mentioned selling his car, but it seems the money from that was quickly used up on hotel stays and food expenses. After all, both the car Patrick had and the one my sister had were older models of compact cars. So, even selling them wouldn't have brought in much money. This is what happens when you make unplanned plans to take over a house. Ridiculous, I thought. By the way, it seems like you're still staying at the hotel. Why don't you live in an apartment or a condo? That's because I ran out of money due to spending it all on my affair partner. What? I bought her bags and cosmetics after every date. Then my bank balance was practically gone. Huh? As if she thought of you as anything more than a money tree. You're insane. The reason Patrick and my sister couldn't afford an apartment was Patrick's fault. He had spent a lot of money on his affair partner, reducing his bank balance to a single digit. How foolish to spend that much. When married to me, Patrick had savings of about $50,000. Even after paying me compensation, there should have been plenty left. That he had almost used it all up meant he had spent a lot on his affair partner. Although they were involved in a relationship, it seems money was a significant motivation. But from the woman's perspective, Patrick was just a good source of expensive gifts. This affair partner turned out to be my sister's best friend. That's probably why my sister was incredibly angry. Talking to Patrick gave me a headache, so I ended the call. Afterward, I blocked and deleted him. I regretted not having done it sooner, but I was satisfied with the punishment I had delivered. Some time passed, and then my sister, Lauren, called me. It seems they had a discussion, and in the end, they decided to break up. Since they hadn't registered their marriage, it wasn't a divorce, just a breakup. My sister was crying, saying her dream of becoming a stay-at-home wife was shattered. She said she had nowhere to live and no money and asked me for help. Help me, I have nowhere to go. I can't even rely on our parents because I don't know where they are. I can't even afford a plane ticket. Yeah, I know. Our parents are angry about what you did. That's why they didn't give you their address. And plane tickets are super expensive, so you can't afford them right now, can you? Hey, then let's live together, just the two of us sisters. That would be fine, right? Sorry, but that's impossible. Why? Actually, I'm overseas right now. What? Yeah, I've become an expatriate. So, I'm living abroad now. That's ridiculous. Which country? Tell me. Even if I told you, you couldn't come because you don't have the money. What are you going to do with the information? You're going to send me the money. For the ticket and everything. What? There's no way I'm sending you money, what are you talking about? Lauren almost went crazy when she heard I had moved abroad. The truth is, my overseas assignment was decided a while ago, right after I separated from Patrick. I wasn't required to move immediately, so I stayed at my parents' home for a while and went to the office for handovers and to train the remaining juniors. After I left the US, my parents demolished our house and then moved abroad themselves. I live in a country not so different in time zone from the US, so I can make these line calls. I haven't told my sister which country I'm living in, nor where our parents are. So, we probably won't meet again. Even if I return to the US temporarily, I have no intention of telling her where I am. Our parents are dismayed by her actions, so they likely won't meet her either. It's cruel how everyone is ganging up to bully me. At this rate, I'll be homeless. I don't have any money left from selling the car, and I have to leave the hotel tomorrow. Well, if that's the case, it can't be helped. With the money you have left, why not buy a tent and sleep around somewhere? Why not try solo camping? It's trending. What? What are you saying? That's just being homeless. Are you mocking me? No, I didn't mean it like that. But what other choice do you have? Do you have somewhere else to stay? Well, Then, you should head to the home center now. Bye. After that, I blocked and deleted my sister's line. I no longer care if she truly becomes homeless. She can fend for herself and sleep wherever. I also heard about what happened to my ex-husband, Patrick. According to a mutual friend, he caused problems at work and was eventually fired. Now, with nowhere to live and no money, he's begging everyone for help. He's asking all of our friends for money indiscriminately. So, he's become disliked. What a pathetic guy. He's not suitable for marriage at all. I don't know if I'll remarry in the future. But if there is a next time, I'll definitely avoid men like him. It's crucial to be discerning in relationships. Someone might seem nice at first, but could change over time. In a way, it's been a learning experience. I plan to focus on my life and work hard overseas.